Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old-fashioned sub-rogue guide, and just a heads up, my last video, when I said that the sub-rogue, busted, whatever, altogether, that kind of sounds sus, sub-rogue busted, but um, that was for sub-rogue specifically, like, for comp-wise. You only have two comps that you can play in twos-wise. You have Holy Priest, or you have Priest, and then you have Mage. That's it. Otherwise, you're either the best of the best or your heart stuck under 1800. That's just how it is. So for an overall comp, it's bad because you have to play it too perfectly and it's you don't do enough damage. That's just what it comes down to. Like for example, if you look at my damage here, this is on a plate and this is big damn on a plate here. My max was 88, 88k. My secret attacks were hitting for about 40 to 60. I mean, it was pretty bad, damn. Now, if you look at his damage, he not only doubled my damage, but 130k, 98k, normal hits, 46 to 68,000. So for his non-crit, he's hitting as hard as my full eviscerate stack eviscerate. Now, it should give you a good perspective on the current game. Not only can you now not snap off blinds, not only can you not do any of the CC you used to be able to do, now on top of this, we lose out. Now we just don't do any damage versus any plate. And the problem is, in arena, in solo shuffle, everyone plays a plate. Now there is ways around this. There's ways you can still win. Um, but if you think you're just gonna log on this class and it's rough. That's just all I can say. It's not a class that you learn overnight, and on top of that, it's a class that you will get frustrated because the moment it's actually good, it just gets nerfed. And that's the sad thing about this entire class. Every time it's good, it's just you get maybe a month before you get to have fun for a month, and then it's over. Season 1 and 2 of Shadowlands. Now Rogue wasn't completely busted, but it was good. Like it was definitely like if you could kill somebody in a stun on every CD that you had. It was because of that legendary, that 100% crit vanish legendary when you're in stealth. Um, that made you absolutely destroy people. If they didn't use, if you look at my older videos of Shadowlands, if you look at me outplaying them and then getting every cooldown and then killing them in the duel, that's how it should be right now. If you use every button and they don't use anything, they should die within 3 to 4 seconds easy, max 4 seconds max. That's just how it is. If you're able to not use every CD without somebody clicking, their buttons, then you should die. And that's how I think it is, but it's never gonna be like that. And if it is like that, it'll be the start of next season. And the only reason it's gonna be like that is because they just overtuned it, and then it's gonna get butchered. Just like it's the same thing every season. Rogue at the start of this season, a weekend is busted, and then it gets nerfed 7 times in a row. We all know this, but yeah, it is very sad that they just cannot balance this class. I mean, they give you an AOE ability as sub that already should tell you that they are literally just incompetent. Clue. I don't know what else the word to use. Like they're just, I don't know, just no idea what they're doing. But um, that's how it goes. But let's get on to the video here. I know I've been talking for a minute. Now we're going to start off with gear. Obviously, you want to go full mastery. I'll have my check PvP in the bottom and their description, so just check it out. Just copy what I got. Now you run the daggers. Apparently daggers are better than, the fist weapon. There is a dagger that you can get crafted, so if you really wanted to go max mastery, like for some reason and nobody else is doing it, but you can go mastery dagger and then you can go mastery fist weapon and you could test it out. I don't know why, but people are saying the crit weapon's better. Honestly, I just copy what Naj is running usually. Now for my build, I'm actually copying Polymorphs. I actually swapped it today, and it feels a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, especially in twos. Um, Now I don't know if it feels better with a mage. I haven't played Bro Mage. I just played with Cat. That's about it. Um, but yeah, I would probably play this build. Honestly, if you're playing healer DPS, it's not, it's good, but it's bad. If you face a plate, you're gonna be in. It's gonna be rough, and if you face anything that can stop your secret tech, it's also gonna be rough. It just the button's too AoE, and it's just I don't know. It just I wish you didn't have to play this, and the eviscerates would do like I don't know 150k on burst. But you know, all well, it is what it is. But this is my talents. I'll have them also in the description. I'm just trying to get this. These are just the easy stuff. Now you can switch this out. Now I usually, if you can't disarm something, I run this Thieves Bargain. Now yes, you do lose out on damage, which is really bad, but you also gain 1.3 minute blades, and then obviously your vanish and all that good stuff is like, you know, the cooldown's reduced. So if you can't disarm something, this will come in big handy. Because yes, you do lose out on 10% damage, but overall, you're doing more damage. Because you're getting blades faster. And then also, if you, as for example, 120, vanish, vanish. It's already back up. It's using 2 vanishes. And usually you're always going to use a vanish in the opener. Or like in the first like 30, like 15 seconds, 20 seconds. So you know, that'll just cut that, right down. And then you're also getting, your faint, reduced. You're getting your vanish reduced. I mean, you're just getting a lot of CDs back pretty quickly. But yeah, I do like this build. I do have one-shot builds, but they're just, I'm not gonna lie, it's so much effort just to get them going, and it's not even worth. Because after it, if they just use one CD on it, it's just like it's out the door immediately. So it's like whatevs. It's not even worth using it. I'm not gonna give you guys a build that's worthless. So just copy my build, try it out, see if you like it. If not, you can just go check through check PvP, copy the top people, and get her done. But yeah, if you can't disarm something, and then your third option would obviously be maneuverability. Now this is also good as well. If you want to run this versus if you don't want to run Thieves Bargain, just run the cloak one that's basically like a bubble for 4 seconds. It's really good versus, hunters and stuff like that. And then obviously for casters, I run this maneuverability. So that way, if I'm rooted and my healer can't get me out of a root, I can just, speed out. But those are the 4 I use. Otherwise, everything else is complete garbage. For some reason, they made Thieves Bargain, which is actually would be really insane, into a priest. Because that's what you used to be able to do. You Thieves Bargain your healer, and the healer would be pumping. But, of course, they made it in the talent, so just another useless ability. Nice, nice. But yep, that's the talents. That's pretty much the gear. It's not very difficult. And then we can go to the add-ons real quick since you guys always want to know what that is. So I got big debuffs, obviously. These are just the ones that I have. Now, there's also, if you guys want to set up your UI to look like mine, I copied mine off Hansol, so I'll link Hansol's video that I copied, some of my stuff off of. That way you're able to, do it yourself. But I have S Arena, so instead of doing the Gladius, I did S Arena updated. So don't do Gladius, it like bugs out a lot. But big debuffs. Arena history does not work, or if you guys know what I can do to get it, but I want to be able to see my like arenas after to see what MMR and stuff. I don't know if it's like bugged or whatever, but whatever. But mainly big debuffs. I have capping usually. I don't know if it shows the eyeball or not. Like I think it does. It might show the eyeball timer. So make sure you get capping. It's also really good for RBGs or BGs. Details, you obviously want details. Everyone knows what details damage meter is. You got nameplate cooldowns, Omni CD. These you both are need. And then S Arena updated. Now my last one would be Trophy. This just tells me what I'm clicking pretty much. That's how you guys know what I'm clicking. But yeah, those are my add-ons. I mean, I don't run many add-ons as you can see. Everything else is kind of just useless. Like I don't use this. I don't use this. I don't barely use capping. I don't use iMorph. I mean, I have like 4 to 5 add-ons. You don't need much add-ons. You don't, listen, let's just be honest here. I'm gonna be honest. If you're using weak auras that tell you what's going on in the game, you're not gonna get better that way. That's like, you're gonna actually, if you're brand new at the game, you're just gonna be confused. And on top of that, even if you're not brand new, your reaction time, nothing's gonna get better. You're not gonna learn that way. Yes, you'll only know what's going on because the robot's telling you. So I would definitely, me personally, I've never run an add-on like that ever. I've run the basic add-ons. For me, that's how I've learned from the ground up. I don't need something telling me how to play the game. I'll play it how I think I should play it, and then I'll learn from people that I watch. Looks like my alarm's going off, but my bad. So yeah, weak auras, I wouldn't really need them. Now I know a lot of streamers have like, or I don't, a bunch of stuff just popping up on the screen. It's annoying. I can never go through that. But yeah, that's pretty much with the add-ons. We got the build. Now with your racial, you can either be orc or night elf. Now human's not bad either, but yeah, no, I would definitely wouldn't even bother. I would just do orc or night elf. Night elf's really good because you get the racial that you can nelf sap, or you can do a decent amount of stuff with it. I like using Nelf better, but Orc you get more damage on. So if you want more damage, go Orc because you'll get that extra, that you'll get that extra dam. But otherwise, I would just go Night Elf. And now that's pretty much it with that. Now for the rotation, this will be the last thing we talk about. These are just like, I'm just going over beginners, boys. Just same stuff. Not much. This is somebody asked if my old guy was, still good, and I was like, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, nothing's changed. Everything is basically the same. But usually I like to open like this. Now I like to, unless you're sap opening. So if let's say you're sap opening, I don't like to do that, but sometimes you just have to do it. So usually I'll open and get my combo points. That way I can get a full kidney off. Because I'm gonna be frank, if you're, kindling the healer is good and then also bad for the off target. The reason is because you're never gonna kill somebody in between a cheap shot. Your DRs are too quick and you don't do enough damage. You need that whole, kidney shot and double cheap shots just to be able to get him down to like 40% before he just clicks one button and counters you. So I'd usually open, get full combo points. So you got full combo points. Now your healer can either incap fear, DB sheep, blind. Now usually if you know your healer can't CC him, uh, what I like to do is you can sheep, blind, sap. Now, however, the really thing that's bad about it is if you're doing your burst rotation, you're gonna have to run over here, and it'll be like 6 seconds between you just doing this. So I wouldn't even bother. I know a lot of people do it, but if you're bladesing, it's like the one time you don't want to do it. Like you just want to do pump damage. Now, if you get trinket from the DPS or if you get a major cooldown, then sure. But otherwise, you just want to do this. This is how it would be. So you do cheap. You go on the target. You'd attack, and then you blind, and then it go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you'd sap. Because at that point he would be out of combat because the cheap shot blind, that automatically would be 6 seconds plus, and then you can sap off the blind. And that's how you sap off blinds. Which sucks because you gotta waste the DR, so now you're not able to swap on the priest or on the off target, but it is what it is. I mean, you're getting more CC. Now usually I don't do that. Like I won't blind in the opener. I'll usually have my healer incap fear or something like that. But that's usually how you can open with blind. That's like the one way you can sap off your blind. Or if you do blind in the very opener before the healer can get in combat or the other person, you're gonna be able to sap off that as well. So that's pretty much. Now the one times you want to use blind, if your healer, if you know you have to go, like if everything's off DR and your healer is just way far or even a mage, I would just throw the blind out and go. Now I wouldn't even. You can go for the cheap shot go, but at that point, he can just either your priest can incap off it for that extra 4 seconds or DR fear, and at that point you'd be able to sap off it. There's a lot of things you can do, but that's just for the CC wise. Now for your rotation, you're gonna get full combo points, and obviously you're gonna CC the healer, and right when your healer CCs, you're gonna kidney shot, and then you're gonna pump burst. Now you're gonna use your full burst rotation. And actually, before we do that, before I get too far ahead of myself, because you guys might be wondering what macro I use and all that good stuff, I forgot about the macros. Let's see, where is it? Let me find it real quick. I think it is Shadow and Shadow Blade, Obsidian. Okay, so it's right here. So this is the macro. Now you don't need to use the fire Easter or none of that. That's just useless. That's just the stuff that puffs out, the smoke. But you just want to put this all in the macro. I don't put symbols in the macro because it automatically would do it with the 2 set. That's why you have 2 set. I think, right? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's why. And then if you use this, symbols is like that extra button you use, and for a fat eviscerate, or it might even be good to use it on a secret attack. Let's see. So you got your macros down. Now let me show you the other macro because I know you got. I don't want to miss anything. I know it's gonna be kind of long. I'm not gonna, do too much stuff here. But this is my racial. So this is just copy this down. Um, Now this is just if you know another way to do it. Now if you look at this, I just have to click this, bam, I click it and it automatically will put me in stealth. I don't have to use it and then click it. I can just click it and it'll auto do both. That way I don't, not get it in time. But for the rotation, finally at last, for kidney go. So let's say you're kidney going, you're gonna kidney burst, shadow strike. You're gonna get full combo points, and then you're gonna pop off. That's when you're gonna use your secret tech macro, which I guess I gotta show that too now because I keep forgetting a bunch of macros. I'm not the best at these guys, I'm not gonna lie. It's also 6:20 a.m. I wasn't gonna make this video right now, but I was like, whatever. It's like, whatever, yeah. So this is just the obvious. It's literally put cool blood first and then secret tech. So cast cool blood, cast secret tech, and then that's legit the macro. But here I'll do a quick show over here. So you're gonna kidney, bam, 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 boom, big damn restun, big damn restun, bam. So that's pretty much it. Obviously you wouldn't be able to get that extra. I wouldn't even dance at that point. The reason is these dancers don't come back quickly. So at that point, unless he is close to dead, and if he gets stopped off, don't even bother using the extra shadow dance. Just save it. But usually, if you're at a shadow dance at the point, you can just go for a vanish. I'll just vanish both just to get my CDs back, and that's pretty much your opener. Now, it might look like I'm doing an insane amount of damage. If this was the damage that you did in game, it would be pretty nutty. This would be the damage that would be acceptable in a game. Like you'd be able to kill something with this. I mean, 120k a second for 6 seconds, yeah, that's perfect. But it's not like that. And, secret tech's always going to mess up. And, yeah, the reason, you do this and you get this, that's why. And it looks like it doesn't even do your secret tech, which I didn't even know. Which I honestly, I wasn't even using it for that. I was just using it for Shadow Strike. But that's when I use it. So once I get full combo points and I pop my blades, that's whenever you see that I've clicked everything, because once you click it again, it'll give you max combo points again. So if you look, bam, it automatically will get all my combo points, and that just instant eviscerate. So yeah, don't mind my stupidity, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna do it one more time. So you're gonna get combo points. Now if you open with a cheap shot, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. That's the thing. That's the problem I've seen is doing it with cheap shots. You just can't. You don't have enough damage. It's just not possible. You like unless you're facing a rogue or something super glassy, you're not gonna kill. But here's how I'll show you guys the cheap shot opener. So let's say you can't kidney or you kidney the off target for some reason, or this is like a mini go. You're doing the same stuff. So you kidney. You're gonna, go to them. I use my mini burst, and then I use all my bursts. I'm gonna secret tech, bam, and obviously I spaced it to go for dam, and that's where that problem comes in handy. So not even a close to what I was doing, but the damage-wise compared to the Kinigo, and that's the issue right there. And if they're an orc, it's even quicker. So just to get that secret tech off, by the time you had to already restun, and by then you're not even going to get him to 80% or 70%. It's not going to happen. So I would just try not to kidney the off healer. I know a lot of other people do it, but it's like it's just not worth it. Like you just don't do it unless they're like bad and they just overuse CDs, which usually they don't. Now, if you play this comp perfectly, it's good. But that's perfectly. That's everything at 100%. That's like 90% rate of doing everything correct, and you still can just lose, just because you're playing. You're kind of just trolling your teammate. But yeah, same thing. I would just go for the kidney on your healer, and then obviously you want to bomb whenever the main target doesn't have a trinket. So let's say this guy doesn't have a trinket and his healer, his off target does. That's when you're gonna kidney bomb, and he has to run into the bomb. That way you're getting that time to just do damn. Or versus the rest of the druid. In the opener, smoke bombing the opener is really good as well. Because then he has to run into the bomb and then you can just insta CC him. But that's pretty much when you want to use your bomb. And that is pretty much all there is. There's not, I mean, the only thing you want to be doing in between is just putting Rupture. Now, don't put it on both targets, because if you want to gouge the healer to get some CC, it's just going to break. So, just make sure you're full rupturing the main target, because it does a decent amount of damage overall. Like, as you can see, it's still, actually it's pretty trash for having a full mastery build, but it's still that extra damage that just comes in handy every now and then. But uh, obviously, you want to be disarming whenever they click cooldowns, or the moment your healer CC'd, that's when you want to do it, or your mage is CC'd. These are pretty much basic stuff as well. You just want to be trading on CDs. You're not playing a plate. You can't just hold your CDs. You literally need to click CDs on CDs. So let's say they click burst, you need to already have evasion up, or you need to already have disarm up. Like it has to be, or vanish. Like you can't wait until you're low to do it, because you will die 100-0 in about 2 seconds. So I would not try that. But again, here we're gonna try it again. Kenny, use up full CDs. Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, Symbols, Shadow Strike, Eviscerate, and make sure you're trying to keep your stuns on. So let's say you get the Rupture up, so this is gonna be a Rupture setup here. And you can use your Vanish for goads, but it's not gonna do anything other than reset your Cs. So it's not even worth using it a lot of times unless you're going for a double kick for some cheese. But Kenny, bam, Shadow Strike, going big damn, big damn, big damn. There's also a lot of variations that can work with this build. As you can see, I kind of just did stuff. You don't have to do it one certain way, and you're still gonna do some type of damn. But this is the best way and the best gear that I know to get. This is if you guys have any question, obviously let me know and I'll try to get you guys. For some reason, I'm not getting my comments through my YouTube, so I'm not able to see when somebody comments, so I legit have to go on a video and check myself, which I've been doing. But I'm trying to keep this content up for you guys. Obviously, I'm sick and all that good stuff, so I'm already not having a good time. And then on top of that, I have to just the solo shovel was the only thing I actually did enjoy, but now I just don't have the time to play it. Like unless you play 4 to 6 hours, you won't gain. You can't gain when you're playing with 0 to 1600 players. So that does suck. Now I'm gonna be sitting here for months on the end, not doing anything. But I'm making content still fun and all, but it's just like I can make one video a day and then I'm pretty much done, and then I just log off. Other than playing with Cat for like an hour. But again, this is a cheap shot go. Now, in between your goes, all you're doing is you're going to be getting your shadow. Like, if you realize your shadow dances are insanely slow, it's crazy how slow they. Like, this is a full combo point, and it only got it like 10% plus. So if you're having trouble getting your shadow dance, try to save like one of your vanishes for that. So let's say you use both. So let's say you use both here. It's waiting to come back up. Okay. So there you go. So as you can see, we're doing, okay, so that was 5. Okay, so that was a full combo point tree and it only gave me 5. This is a full, okay, and only give me, okay, so you get, for all these combo points, you're getting 5 seconds off your shadow dance. That is ridiculous stupid. And without this, you're not doing anything. So at that point, you just have to vanish and you have to reset it. Like, that's what it's come down to. You gotta vanish to reset your only ability to make you do anything other than your backstabbing half the game. But whatevs. So yeah, keep that rupture on that target. You want to be gouging. Usually I gouge for extra CC. Now if you're playing with a mage, it's better to just cheap shot for him. Don't gouge because you'll DR sheep. But if you're playing with a healer, yeah, you can gouge the healer and the other guy can just CC him. But your cheap shot go, it's the same thing. You're gonna cheap, burst, dead. Gonna restun, shadow strike, restun, and eviscerate. And that's it. Now, as you can see, it's not it's not enough damage in between that go. Like even with a kidney shot and the other stuns and mind games and all that stuff, it's barely enough. Like it's not enough, but if you get enough crits, if you use vanishes and all that stuff in the opener and evasion and disarms, It's possible to kill somebody in the opener, as you can see in my videos, but otherwise that's usually not gonna happen. Like if they literally just use their one button on blades, you're not gonna die. You're playing a rogue. You just gotta remember that. But let me just make sure I didn't forget anything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The comps, we got the add-ons down, the macros. There's not much more to the class. Now, um, you want, yeah, it's, I'm just gonna tell you guys now, it is rough. It's definitely, it's just overall, it gets tiring, but it is fun whenever you do finally win, or whenever you do like a nice play and it pays off, or something like that. But overall, I just play with a mage. You'll have a better chance with the mage. That way your games are a minute long. And yeah, it is rough as rogue mage. Me and Cav only faced like one or two, and they do a lot of damage. They just die too fast. It's just like, yeah, nah, it's not playable at high rating. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys want to know anything else, let me know in the comments. I might have missed something. I'm kind of, tired and sick, so just trying to give you guys an update on what's going on for the current, good stuff. But otherwise, that's gonna be it. So if you guys wanna, you know, donate or leave a like or subscribe or, comment, I always have my donation link in the bottom, Cashapp, PayPal. You should be already, I'm basically half of your guys' savior. I deserve to be paid for this. I don't think you should be giving your Peziante money to Crusader and Naj. You just give it to me. I'll take good care of it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, and I will be I'll catch you guys in the next video. That's all there's gonna be. That's all there is to it. Now, obviously, if you guys have any questions, ask me, and I'll try to get to you guys the best I can. But this is pretty much the up-to-date version. There's not much more to this. That's just really all there is to it. There's not much to this class anymore. It's just based on secret tech, and that's about it. But you know, I'd still advise you guys not to play sub. Now, obviously, if you're playing low rating, I bet it's insanely fun a lot of the times. But if you're playing over 1800, it is going to be brutal. Or solo shuffle, it is going to be brutal. But who knows? Maybe you might enjoy it more than I do. I mean, I do enjoy the road. Don't get me wrong. It's fun, but not currently, or has been fun in a minute, to be honest. But I mean, I still enjoy the class. I mean, I like how it's more like I'm more nostalgic about it, like how I used to play, like how it used to be fun to me, and now it's just like kind of just like the only thing. I don't know. It's like it's kind of depressing if you think about it. And it's not just its class, or it's not even, it's the overall game is just really bad. Like it's in a bad spot. Solo shuffles, like you're getting, 1600 players at 2300. You're waiting 30-minute queues just to get those players. You're getting 0 rating, you're getting 0 MMR. You have to play 6 hours straight just to gain 100 CR. It's like, just one bad lobby can ruin your entire, your 3 to 4 hours worth of just sitting in queues and playing. Just all down the drain if you do 1, 2, 4, 1. And you can't stop it. There's nothing you can do, and there's nothing I can do, and there's nothing the best player in the world can do. Because it all comes down to this, somebody just, I mean, it's not their fault either. It's not like it's their fault that Blizzard's putting them at an MMR that they didn't, like, get a win streak off of. They legit just were given it. But, it is what it is. I don't plan on, it's not gonna change before next season, and if they don't change it before next season, you can kiss that goodbye unless they like, yeah, no, I'd have to see it to believe it at this point. But otherwise, like I said, for the 9th time, have a good rest of your night or day. When this comes out, it's gonna be early morning or afternoon or something like that. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, go check out the other videos, and I will see you guys then. Peace, peace.